A few days ago, we heard news about the arrest of Professor Frimpong Boateng, the Nana Addo's former Minister for Environment, Science and Technology. We find the arrest awkward and unimpressive because rather than working with the prof to get to the roots of the problem, he is seen as a culprit and not an informant. It creates the impression that this arrest is meant to becloud the accusation of government involvement either directly or indirectly. In April this year, in response to revelations from the report on the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining and the involvement of key MPP operatives in the galamsey industry, we did a press conference to request an investigation into the report. To date, we do not know how far the government has gone in this exercise.
Professor Frimpong Boateng was arrested by the OSP last month to answer questions about suspected corruption and corruption-related offences in respect of the activities and expenditure of the dissolved IMCIM, which he chaired. He explained that they were of the belief that if the government wants to demonstrate serious in the fight against galamsey, it must go beyond the arrest of Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Except for the brazen arrest of the man who threw all he has to reveal the hidden truth in the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining, we believe that if government wants to demonstrate seriousness in the fight against galamsey, it must go beyond the arrest of Professor Frimpong Boateng. It should go wider by ensuring the arrest of government and Jubilee appointees at the heart of government, which includes Mr. Gabi Ochiredako, the President's cousin, the Director of Operations, Mr. Lord Comey, including Honorable Joseph Albert Kwam, who have all been cited by the committee. Contrary to expectations, this year, the minister issued a statement stating that the integrity of Ghana's forest reserve is maintained. From our findings, this is a mockery of the facts on the grounds, given the extensive damage in our forest reserves, such as what happened in Krokosua, Sui River, Tona-Soro Extension, Ifwa Hills, Upper Wasau, and we have so west and east, and other places of interest.
Fast forward, Dr. Rashid Pelpuo noted that they are of the opinion that a public inquiry on the committee reports on damage to our forest reserves is necessary, especially with the now wider destruction of our lands and rivers by galamsey operators.
It is our opinion that a public inquiry on the committee reports and damage to our forest reserves is necessary, especially with the now wider destruction of our lands and rivers by galamsey operators. It is unthinkable that the state, including all its reserves, its lands, rivers, money, people, are left to an elected government to manage. And it turns out that the government itself is a key sponsor of the destruction and misuse of these resources. Our cocoa farms are diminished. Our people are drinking mercury, polluted water. Our rivers are dying, and our forest reserves are destroyed on a daily basis. According to Honorable Frimpong Boateng, after he had been bailed from an unnecessary arrest, he said, "We can't sit down for corruption and destruction of our lands to go on." And we believe so.
In addition to calling on the government to institute a public inquiry, a team up with the eco-conscious citizens of Ghana to reiterate these points, which had already been sent to the government, was outlined.
In addition to calling on the government to institute a public inquiry, we wish to also team up with the eco-conscious citizens of Ghana to reiterate these points, which had already been sent to government. Number one, we ask government to revoke the executive instrument EI 144, forest cessation forest reserves. The instrument is 2022. The EI in operation will remove 361.50 acres of forest from Achimota Forest Reserves, and that's the lungs of Accra. Ladies and gentlemen, existing forests all over the country must be preserved. The country must preserve its, if indeed we seek to demonstrate our commitment to restoring the destroyed environment and to promote Green Ghana as a key climate change in this country. The second is that we are asking for government to pause community mining throughout the country. The destruction from community mining is becoming extensive, is becoming destructive, and it gives the impression that it is a transformation of Galamsey into something more legal, and which to us is unacceptable. And it is for this reason we support activities in Mantuakwa, Shefi, Atroso, and Apiatim, to name a few, who are fighting against community mining and seeking to restore their lands. The third is that we ask government to revoke Section 3.2 of the Environmental Protection Mining in Reserves Regulation 2022, Legislative Instrument LI 2462, which enables the President to allow mining in globally significant biodiversity areas in the national interest in course. We are also asking that the directors of Akonta Mining should be held accountable for allegedly destroying portions of the Tano River, the Nimiri Forest Reserves, and ensuring the company restores areas they destroyed. And lastly, we are asking government to take seriously the Joy News documentary, Goal for Destruction, which proves direct government involvement in the industry of destruction of lands and rivers.